This morning, Reverend Polly is speaking on timeless wisdom from nature's cathedral. And I just have to say, when I heard that title, I immediately felt so uplifted because my experience of nature is exactly that it is a divine experience to be in nature and that there is always some kind of timeless wisdom. And I want to tell you a short story about something I experienced when I was in college. So I would have been 19 years old at the time, and I went to University of Michigan. They had and still have this fantastic program called the New England Literature Program. So we went to New Hampshire and we spent 6 weeks living in the woods in cabins that didn't even have electricity. We read New England authors like Robert Frost, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Thoreau, Emerson, Emily Dickinson. Hopefully now they have more female authors. At the time, she was the only one who was female. And then we kept journals like Thoreau and Emerson did, and we did these things in nature. So one of the things that we did was go mountain climbing. And in New Hampshire, mountains are not like hills in the Ozarks. I mean, they are mountains that are high. And at the age of 19, I was not really in that great a shape. I was a bookworm, and so I didn't work out. I didn't have a car, so I did walk and I rode a bicycle, but I didn't do aerobic exercise. And we were climbing these mountains. So there was one trip we went, there's a mountain called Mount Chikarawa that's in New Hampshire. And we had these backpacks on, and some of the kids who were in the program were, kind of like racing up the mountain, and I'm trudging one step at a time. Fortunately, the English professor, who also was not in that great a shape, said, okay, just take one step at a time and don't try to take big steps, like you keep your feet close together and so you won't get as worn out, and don't gulp water. If you're going to drink, just drink little sips, otherwise you get stomach cramps. So he did teach something, but I was exhausted. And I didn't even know how far up the mountain we were. We were in the woods, and it was a rocky trail, and I thought, I am not going to make it to the top, but what choice did I have? Because I couldn't turn around and go back. And so I just kept trudging and trudging, and then all of a sudden, we got to the tree line. So I never knew before this that there was such a thing called a tree line. When you get to a certain elevation, the trees stop growing. And so instead of being in the middle of the woods where all you can see is this trail, all of a sudden you can see everything. So we got to the tree line, and there were peak after peak after peak of other mountains, and you could see the sky. And all of a sudden, all of my exhaustion completely disappeared. I got really energized because I could see the top, I could see everything around. And all these years later, that wisdom is still with me. That sometimes when we go through our daily life, it might feel like we're trudging, we have work to do, whatever it is, taking care of a job that maybe seems stressful, taking care of our health, taking care of kids, digging through rocky soil to try to turn it over so you can plant a garden. Whatever the work is that we have to do, in the metaphysical world, we say you should be in the present moment. But sometimes if all you are is in the present moment, and if all you're looking at is how hard things are, that might not be the best thing. So when we have a vision, an ideal, this is where these steps are taking me, even if I can't see exactly where it's taking me, the fact that I have a vision can help me to know that there are possibilities, that there's always more, and it is energizing and revitalizing. So that is the timeless wisdom that I received from many moons ago, almost 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.